Running an Etsy shop can take a lot of time and energy, so today I want to talk about a number of ways that you can save yourself time when it comes to running and managing your shop. Number one is to make reproducible items. When you make one-of-a-kind items, it's a lot of work to list every single one in your Etsy shop because you need to take photos, edit the photos, write a description, do your keyword research, write your title, write your tags, upload everything. So it's a lot of extra work. You'll save a lot of time and energy by making reproducible products. So this is where you make a product, you do all of that stuff, you list it, and then you remake the same product over and over and over again. So this is my entire business model. If you go to my shop, Ethereal, you'll see that every single thing I have in there is a reproducible item. So I make a prototype, I write down all the measurements and the information I need to know about how to craft it. I take the photos and everything, and then I list it online. And then whenever it sells, it just automatically renews and goes back into my shop. So this saves me a ton of time, and it means that I'm spending more time making more products rather than spending a lot of time on all of that extra work. The second way to save time is to batch everything you do. So batch your making, batch your photography, batch your photo editing. By batch, I mean do it all at the one time. Don't just take one product and go make the product and photograph the product and edit the product, etc. If you do this in batches, it'll speed things up because you don't have to set everything up all over again or get yourself into the mindset or into the flow. It will save you time in the long run by doing this in that sort of batched format. The third thing is to use bulk editing tools. So if you go into the Etsy listing screen, you'll see that they have a whole bunch of bulk editing tools in there where you can bulk edit descriptions and so on. Now there's a few things you can't do, so you might want to use external tools like Evlista, which I have a video on up here, or Vila, which I also have a video on. So these are tools that allow you to bulk edit your photos, bulk upload, download, edit, bulk edit your tags, bulk edit your alt text on your photos. So there's a lot of ways that you can save a ton of time by using these tools. And the same thing goes for your keyword research. You can use Sales Samurai, I have a video on that. You could use Marmalade or eRank. There's so many different ones out there, but do all of that at once and use a tool to do that research. And that again will cut down the time that you spend doing these jobs. The fourth way to save time is to outsource tasks. You could outsource things that are time consuming, that are outside of your expertise, marketing, for example, product photography. Now, if that seems like, oh, well, I can't afford to do that, have you considered outsourcing just everyday tasks? Maybe you outsource the cooking, maybe you outsource the cleaning, the childcare, whatever it might be. Don't get limited into outsourcing just the business stuff. Think about your whole life. Is there any other aspect of your life that you can outsource, whether that's to someone you pay or to a family member who needs to step up and do a little bit more work around the home? So think about how you can save time by outsourcing any task in your life so that you have more time to spend on the important elements of your business that only you can do. Number 5 is to manage your time effectively and avoid procrastination and time wasting. This is easier said than done, but it is something that you can do. There are lots of different techniques and time management strategies that you can implement here. One that I like a lot is the Pomodoro technique, where you basically have a timer and you set a work time and a rest time. The classic is 20 minutes and 5 minutes rest, but I find that too short. I personally do 45 minutes of work and 15 minutes of rest. So if I'm very busy and I really have a lot to get done, this helps me to focus because my brain is like, okay, we just have to focus for 45 minutes. Then we know we have a break coming up and that we can skive off and do whatever we want for those 15 minutes before we get back to it again. So I find that technique really, really useful and helpful. There are tons of different ones. The batch technique that I mentioned earlier is another time management tool. So just figure out what works for you, what ways you can manage your time effectively so you're not frittering away the day, getting distracted by social media, etc. Speaking of, make sure you're using your social media effectively. Batch your work here as well. You might want to publish a few reels or a few posts during the week. You can schedule them up ahead of time now, and that will save you time during the week by, you're not getting on Instagram constantly getting distracted by it. You can just batch things ahead of time, publish them ahead of time without getting sucked into the time sink that is social media. The next one is to use something like ChatGPT to speed up things like keyword research, writing product descriptions, creating email templates or listing templates. There's so many ways that you can use this new AI technology to help you out. I have a video on that. I'll link to it up here if you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's really, really helpful, especially I find with product descriptions. Just make sure you don't verbatim use what it gives you. Use it as a guide, use it as a prompt, and then sort of edit it down and make sure that it's concise and that it covers everything that people might need to know. But it will really help you, especially if you're the sort of person who gets writer's block or who's like, I don't know what to say about my products. Then using ChatGPT can be really helpful because it'll come up with a whole bunch of stuff that you can then take and edit and use in your shop. Same goes for like your social media posts, blog posts, stuff like that. You can type a prompt into ChatGPT, see what it comes back with, and then take that and edit it and use it as your copy and your marketing material. The next one is to make use of listing templates. So you can set it up in your Etsy shop so that you have a template, like copy and paste a previous listing that's very similar. So you don't have to set all the little attributes and things up all over again. Don't start from scratch every time. Copy a similar listing and then just change the elements that are different. Same with your description. Like my description, I have the sort of second half of my description is the same in every single one of my listings. I have like, the shipping time, how it's going to be packaged, how people can get back to my shop, a thank you, all of that sort of stuff. I'm not reinventing the wheel every time. I'm having that and I'm just putting that same template on the end of every single video. Have you got another suggestion for how to save time when running your Etsy shop? Something that's worked for you? Let us know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one, and of course make sure to subscribe if you want future videos on how to run a thriving and profitable handmade business. Now, if you do have an Etsy shop, you might like this video next, where I give you 10 top tips for running a successful Etsy shop. I've been running mine since 2008, been around for a while, so go check that one out next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.